Billings, Neil Byer with the Leftis Real Estate Group here with another edition of the Billings Beat. Today I'm joined by Marc, owner and instructor of family fun Scuba and Snorkel located at 1841 Grand Avenue. It's a spot with the boat and scuba diver out front. You can't miss it. How long have those guys been there? Since you've opened?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a great local attraction. Yeah. We see kids pointing at it all the time.
Can't miss it, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
To start off, thank you so much for allowing me to come here
you're welcome.
And hang out at your store. You want to just briefly introduce the business?
Yeah, Family Fun Scuba and Snorkel is a full-service scuba shop. And what that means is we do everything from basic intro to scubas to certifications from open water to dive master. We also sell gear, we repair gear, we take people on trips locally and internationally. We stay pretty busy with everything we do.
Let's talk about some of those trips,
Sure.
because some of those trips sound absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. Not only the location and the options available, but the cost.
Yeah.
They sound like a great deal.
Yeah, we go to a convention every year. It's an international convention, and we really try hard to get the best bang for the buck for the people. For instance, we just had an all-inclusive trip to Cozumel, Mexico, less the flight, but it was all your food, any alcoholic or non-alcoholic drink, all your dives, your hotel, and we got it for $1,100.
Wow.
For the week.
That's incredible.
Nights. Yeah, and we filled it right up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're pretty on top of things.
And what trips are coming up? Do you have a calendar?
Yeah, it's on our website. We have the Bahamas coming up in a month and a half. And after that, we have a live aboard where you stay on a boat the whole time.
Oh, how cool.
Well, almost the whole time. They will port here and there. But that's in Turks and Caicos. And you'll get between 24 and 27 dives. And we're also putting, I've been asked to put another one together in January. So
I can understand why.
Yeah. We'll probably be going to Bonaire, which is off the coast of Venezuela. It's owned by the Dutch. And then one I'm really looking forward to in the fall is to Truck Lagoon. And that's basically where America had their Pearl Harbor on the Japanese fleet. So there's all kinds of Japanese ships.
Artifacts and ships.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, that's probably incredible.
Yes.
So if I'm a newbie, right, I don't have my license, but I want to go on one of these trips,
yeah.
How can I go about doing that?
Well, there's two basic ways. Let's say that you were a diver and your wife wasn't. She can come along just as well, but she'd be considered a non-diver, and they're typically about 25% less in price.
Okay.
Now, as a diver or somebody that wants to become a diver, you'd have to get certified.
Right.
So how is that? It's as easy as calling, emailing, walking in the door, and there's basically three major things that have to be done to become scuba certified. The first one is you have to do an online training, and that lasts about 11 hours, stop, start as you wish. After that, we do confined water dives over a weekend, teaching you all the skills and well beyond that, to be honest, to be a very proficient diver. And then you have to basically redo about 80% of the confined water skills in an open water environment to, quote unquote, prove to us that you're comfortable enough to be more than proficient in open water as well, and then bada bing, bada boom.
And where do you do the open water in Montana?
Yeah, we'll typically do that either in Lake DeSmet, which is between Sheridan and Buffalo, or we'll go down to Yellowtail Dam and do it there.
Okay, so those are where the local dives are as well?
Yeah.
You'll bring people out who are already certified and get them out there as well?
Absolutely. The reason we use those two versus a closer body of water is because of the clarity. You're getting anywhere from 15 to 22 feet of visibility.
A lot of, not sea life, that wouldn't be a proper word, but fish and animals over there?
Absolutely. You know, you'll see everything from walleye to bass and pike and catfish, you name it, it's there.
Can you do any spearfishing?
It depends on location.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on state.
Okay.
Like Wyoming allows much more than Montana.
Okay, interesting. Have you done it? I assume you have.
Maybe one or twice.
Any good?
Maybe. No, it's horrible.
How'd you get started? I mean, how'd the business get started? How long has it been in business?
Sure. I originally first started scuba diving in 1988, and when I was in the Marine Corps, and then got out of it 100%. Didn't even look back at it. So about 15, 16 years ago, I decided, I want to get back into this. I got a certification through Patty. And then I was like, you know what? I can do this and I can do it well. I thought that I could give a better product and experience than maybe some others could. And so I decided I was going to open brick and mortar and invested.
And how long ago did you say this was?
We've been open 11 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And to be honest, in Montana, the first time I drove by this spot, I'm like, scuba diving and snorkeling? And you get that a lot? Are people kind of confused initially? Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
They think we're going to go up to Lake Elmo and paddle around. We don't do that.
Right.
No, we get it all the time. So there's a lot of different avenues that people get into scuba diving. Right. One is, we hear this quite often, I've always wanted to do this.
Right.
And there's also a caveat to that. We have people, once they get certified, they say, why didn't I do this 30 years ago, 20 years ago? Right. We hear that all the time. And then, of course, some people just want something different on their journey, want to try something different, or they went on a vacation and they see people doing it, and they're like, wow, that's something I really want to do. They're really having a blast, Back in the day, if you got enough birthdays to remember Jacques Cousteau, you pretty much had to have a PhD in 10 different things to scuba dive. And now, it hasn't been simplified, but through technology, it's been made more user-friendly so that even 10-year-olds can get scuba certified.
Right. Safer, right? I mean, the technology's made it much safer and not as technical.
No, no, and with dive computers, it does most of the it computes most of the information for you. And then, another, probably the third and a very popular a reason that people get certified is because they're going on a trip somewhere,
right?
And they want to dive. I always coin one person that told me, I can only lay on the beach and have so many Mai Tais before I'm bored.
Right.
And they're right.
Don't drink too many Mai Tais before you go scuba diving, though, right?
No, no. We'll want to stay away from that.
Right.
And, the thing is, Neil, we live on a water planet.
Right.
And
70-80% of
70 to 71% of the earth is water, and most people just frolic at the surface a little bit. And there's just so much beautiful life under there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful life. If I can add this, so this is one I hear all the time. What about sharks? I hear that all the time. And I always say, oh gosh, I hope I see them.
Yeah, right.
Your likelihood of getting eaten by a shark, you've got a bigger chance of being hit by lightning twice in a year.
Right.
It's something that needs to be respected, but it's not something that we worry about. We're not going to come and chum the water.
Right, we're not going to throw dead fish in the water before we dive.
Yeah, where there's a nice bunch of sharks. That's no different than slapping a bear or doing something silly like that. So that's really, really rare. Actually, a cool statistic is more people get killed by cattle than by sharks.
I believe it.
Yes.
I believe it.
Yes.
I'm sure that more people get killed by cattle than many other things in life.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It kind of segues into my next question. You kind of touched on it, but what drives you? What's your passion in this?
Well, I kind of have a little drive genetically, I guess I would say. I was, born and raised on a farm. And we were up at 0 dark 30 working, school, sports, back home working. Right. So that was kind of embedded into me from day one. So I have a strong work ethic. Right. I'm kind of, as my buddy calls me, a goer. I just go, 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 go. And what drives me is that I'm blessed enough to be able to show people the underwater world.
Right.
And it's amazing how many people come back and say, oh my gosh, Mark, oh my gosh, let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about that. It was so wonderful. I can't believe this. It's just amazing. And blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah.
And you call it a world, and it is, right? I mean, it's another world that we're not often exposed to that is right in some of our backyards, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just had some people come back from Belize and that we certified a month ago, and they were taking a trip, and they came here and just profusely thanked me for opening up that other underwater world. Yeah. It's just so awesome.
What's the favorite spot? Is there one? Can you disclose? Or are they all different?
Oh, they're
diverse?
all horrible.
Yeah.
No, it really depends. If you want to see masses of fish, if you want to see coral, if you want to see wrecks, it's just kind of, It's a hit and
Different
miss
places,
for what
different,
you like.
different wildlife.
Yeah, I really like the Galapagos Islands a lot. They were just very magical, very untouched. At any given dive, you'd have 50 to 500 hammerheads all around
Wow,
you.
incredible.
And they could care less about us.
Right.
Could care less.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever like grabbed onto a whale or something like I saw in those
No,
Okay.
no, that's a no-no. Yeah, we don't touch critters.
Okay.
There's an old saying: take pictures and leave bubbles.
Right.
That's about it.
It's probably good advice.
It is.
It's like the tourists in Yellowstone. Don't go up to the bison or the bears.
Yeah.
Wise advice.
Exactly.
Anything that maybe people don't know about your business or something that might surprise them, something
Sure.
that's new coming up?
Yeah. Well, our real big news is we're opening up another scuba shop in Missoula, and that's at 500 Higgins Avenue, Suite 103. And we'll start out open just Friday, Saturday, Sundays until we get things going. So we're really excited about that. Another thing that people aren't familiar with a lot of places you want to get financing, or your credit's not the best. Well, we have an in-house financing. So you come up to me and you want X item, and it's $200.
Right.
And I'll say, great, Neil, put down a half, and then how long do you need to pay it off? You say, I need 2 paychecks. Great.
And that's for equipment as well as trips, possibly?
Yeah, anything. Certifications, it's fine. So what we do is we just hold the money, we hold the gear, and when you pay it off, we give it to you.
Nice.
It's that simple.
Nice.
Nobody's ever walked away from it because they don't want to walk away from their investment.
Right.
So it's just been really good, and it's very Montana.
Right.
To be trustworthy that way. So yeah, we're really growing. We're growing out of our boots very quickly, and we're ridiculously blessed.
Do you think you're going to grow bigger? Do you think Missoula next, Bozeman, Kalispell?
I don't like to step on anybody's toes,
Right.
and there's already locations there. So I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If something went under, I would contemplate it.
Right.
But day by day.
Right.
Yeah, not worried.
Anything that might people might be surprised about you? Any?
Well, we could play that old game. I'll say 3 things. And,
we could do that.
And you'll
We could
pick
do
out
that.
the true one.
You want to do that? Let's
Sure.
go.
Okay.
I know some things about you, so.
Oh, well. Number 1 is I was able to take dance lessons from John Travolta.
Wow.
Number 2 is I worked in the White House and the Pentagon. And number 3 is I have a Michael Jordan rookie card at home. Which one's true?
Which one's true?
Yes. 2 of them are lies.
John Travolta taught you to dance.
I wish that was it, to be honest. Actually, I don't know.
I went with that one because it's the most outrageous, right? It's least likely to be true.
No, I used to work in the White House and the Pentagon.
Nice.
When I was in the Marine Corps. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for your service, by the way.
You're welcome.
Who was president during that time?
Reagan,
Okay.
and then he had got out, and then George Bush.
Did you have any interactions with the?
Never with George Bush. President Reagan, I had a couple of very, very limited interactions. He's kind of a jokester. He snapped straight Marine. Just kind of, having fun.
How cool is that?
It's cool.
Yeah.
But I was the Marine that represented the Marine Corps at George Bush's inauguration.
Wow.
And then after
What
that.
an honor.
It was cool, yeah. At 19 or 20 years old.
Wow.
Too. Yeah. So I got to go to there was a party after and stuff, and got to talk to John Glenn for an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't want to hang out with all those stiffs.
Something tells me you have some stories.
I have a couple.
Just a couple?
Yeah, just 1 or 2.
If people want to get in touch with you, learn more about the company,
Sure.
how can they do that?
Sure. It's as simple as if you're into emailing, it's info@familyfunscuba.com. If you're in Missoula, it's info@missoulascuba.com. My phone number, which is also my cell, so you can text me as well, is 406-860-2590. And as you said, we're located, on the corner of 19th and Grand.
Right
so
there.
we're very easy to find.
With the boat and the scuba diver,
Yes.
you know where it is.
With a propulsion vehicle on the front. But yeah, we're really easygoing. You know, we try to take things super slow.
And he has your dog. What's his name?
Igor.
Igor. Igor's an awesome animal, pug. If you haven't met pugs, come down here just to meet Igor because wonderful, wonderful breed. But Mark, thank you so much for your time.
You're
Mark,
so welcome.
Mark with a C.
Mark with a C because I like the C.
Yeah. Billings, thank you so much for your time. It's another edition of the Billings Beat. Until next time, cheers.
Thank you.